Introduce myself to the class or whatever. Everybody's like, oh, like, hi, Bars with Kevy. Oh my God, hi. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hi, what's up or whatever. I'm trying to go back to my seat to sit down or whatever. She stops me. She goes, and I'm like, bitch. So she stops me and she's like, does anyone have any questions for Kevy? And I'm like, this bitch, my teacher made me do an entire Q&A in front of the whole entire class, bro. YouTube! You already know what the going on, man. It's your boy BarsWithKevy, and I'm back with a brand new video today, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? I'm feeling real colorful today, you know what I'm saying? Got my Merino infantry on. Your boy's back today, you feel me? Your boy's back in action once again, you feel me? Today I'm bringing y'all another story time. Now, for these story times, I like to space them out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Well, first of all, let's talk about how this story time is. It's in my bedroom, you feel me? I like the whole blank wall look, the whole blank wall aesthetic, I guess. I don't fucking know. Boy's in his bedroom today. I'm at home for once. I'm not telling a story in a car. Let me know how y'all feel about the stories being in a car versus the stories being, you know what I'm saying, in my room, whatever you know what I'm talking about. But your boy's back today. I'm in my house. I'm in a hoodie because it's cold as shit outside now. Like, I don't know about y'all, but 60 degrees is cold for me, and this story is gonna basically explain why, you feel me? I feel like the norm for my story times is me telling it in a car. I like telling it in my car, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, but let me know if y'all want it in my room or the car or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But I genuinely enjoy doing them in my car or wherever. I just enjoy telling these stories. Let me know what y'all think, you know what I'm saying? But before we even get into the story time, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, because this one's a banger, you know what I'm saying? Hit that post notification bell so you're notified every single time your boy uploads a video to his channel. You see what I'm saying? But let's get straight to it. So this story is about my first day at school in America. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, your boy BarsWithKevy, I was not born in the U.S. I am a U.S. citizen now, but I originally was born in Trinidad and Tobago. Honestly, the best country on earth. I know it's going to probably be some people in the comments, well, if it's the best country on earth, why did you move to America? I didn't have a fucking choice, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a fucking choice. I wasn't even like a teen yet when I moved here. I was mad fucking young. I was too young, you feel me? My grandma brought us here. And God rest her soul, I miss my grandma all the time. Offset vibes. This nigga Offset, bro. Offset vibes. This nigga Offset got caught cheating. And he went on Instagram and fucking divorce news came out. He went on Instagram talking about I miss my grandma. Some shit completely not related to the fact that this nigga was on some other shit and Cardi fucking broke up with him or whatever. But like I said, I wasn't born in the U.S. I was born in a completely different country, Trinidad and Tobago. At the age of 10, I believe, I might have been 9 or 10 years old, I moved to the U.S. or whatever. And keep in mind, I already had family up here. I had like American cousins, like American born cousins and shit. I ain't gonna lie, I was known in Trinidad for crying in school a whole lot. Hear me out, this is my thing, right? Imagine you wake up every day, you chilling, you watching cartoons and a whole bunch of shit. You chilling at home, your mom goes to work, you got a babysitter, or it's just some shit, you just living the life at home. And then out of nowhere one day, your mom is like, oh, you gotta go to bed early tonight because you got school in the morning. Like, what the out of nowhere, nothing. Just like, man, let me tell y'all, I cried all the fucking time at school in Trinidad. And I hated school. For a long period of time in my life, I hated school with like every bone in my body. So fast forward, you know what I'm saying? My cousins know about me crying at school literally all the time. Like, I hated school so fucking much. They would always like say shit to my mom to like almost intimidate and scare her or whatever. They'd be like, oh, like, he has to toughen up because school in America is, it's way different. Like, the kids are really, like, tough. Like, they'll bully him. They'll beat him up constantly if they see him crying. A whole bunch of shit. And I'm like, coming to America, like, I was terrified because I'm like, oh, shit. Like, these niggas gonna beat my ass. These niggas is gonna beat my fucking ass, bro. I didn't plan on crying, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, your boy, I would cry all the time. I would miss my mom. I'd miss being home, sitting down, watching fucking Rugrats or whatever show was on, or whatever I used to watch back then. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ah, shit, man. Like, I gotta toughen up. Like, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get it together. I gotta do all this shit. So fast forward, we're like finally in America. I'm not in school yet, but I'm telling myself, I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm in a different country. Like, I'm in a completely different country now. Like, I'm gonna get my act together. Like, I'm not gonna cry or nothing like that. I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna be grown up. I'm gonna be a big kid. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a whole different person. I'm gonna start over, start new. Time for you transfer to a new school. It's time for a new reputation. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows shit about you. So fast forward the first day of school. I'm nervous as hell. I'm like shitting myself almost. But I'm like, you know, like, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm grown now. You know what I'm saying? I walk into the classroom and immediately this is the first shit that happens to me. Immediately, I fucking walk into the classroom and immediately there's like tears coming down my face. But I'm like, oh my God, like, please, like, please. It's just one. It was like one of those things where it's like I couldn't even really control it, bro. Like, I was just so fucking scared. Cause they're like telling me all this shit, like, yeah, like, those kids are harsh. Like, he's gonna have a rough time. Like, he better get it together. He better like toughen up and shit. And I'm like, oh my fucking goodness. Like, this shit is scary or whatever. So I wiped my eyes. Nobody saw me, luckily. Nobody saw me fucking crying and shit. The teacher calls me up. I'm not gonna like say her name or no shit like that on camera. But the teacher calls me up and literally, I saw this in movies all the time, and it actually happened in person too. Calls me up and she tells me to introduce myself. She puts me in front of the class, in front of every person in my class, all the students, and tells me to introduce myself. So I'm like, God damn it. So I go to the front of the class, and I'm standing there, and I'm introducing myself. I'm like, da-da-da, my name is, you know what I'm saying, BarsWithKevy. My name was BarsWithKevy back then too. It's always been my name. It's my legal name. If I introduce myself to the class or whatever, everybody's like, oh, like, hi, BarsWithKevy. Oh my God, hi. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hi, what's up or whatever. I'm trying to go back to my seat to sit down or whatever. She stops me. She goes, and I'm like, bitch. So she stops me and she's like, does anyone have any questions for Kevy? And I'm like, this bitch, my teacher made me do an entire Q&A in front of the whole entire class, bro. I'm like, come on, like, what? Like, come on, bro. And so I'm standing in front of the class and everybody's like asking me questions, but like, it wasn't that bad. I'm like, you know, this actually isn't that bad after all. It was like basic questions like, oh, like, do you miss it? What was the weather like? You know, just like basic shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, like, this, it ain't that bad after all, you know what I'm saying? It's not that bad after all. And she was like, okay, one more question, and the last question is what got me. So this one kid raises his hand, the last kid, and he's like, did you live in a hut in Trinidad? And I'm like, bro, what? Like, who was this kid talking to? Like, that was probably the most disrespectful question anybody has ever asked me. And I know he did it. Like, I saw, like, the grin on his face. Like, after he asked me that, like, he started, like, laughing with, like, his little, like, group of friends. Because, like, we used to sit in, like, groups or whatever in the 5th grade. We used to sit in, like, little groups. It was, like, maybe 3... What the is going on outside, bro? It would be like little groups of like maybe 3 or 4 students to a table, you know what I'm saying? And he was laughing at the table with all his friends, but like my teacher didn't see it, but I saw it, and I'm like, oh, like this little nigga want to be shady. He think he funny or whatever. So I responded to him. I'm like, bro, like, no, I didn't live in a hut. I lived in probably one of the biggest houses on the street. It was probably bigger than your current house now. Everybody in the class was like, ooh. He just stayed silent the whole time. And I'm like, bro, like, what's wrong with people? Like, people think they funny, bro. But I wasn't even like, it was a good response, but I was speaking fast at the same time. It was literally no cap. Like, the house I used to live in, it was big, you know what I'm saying? It was big. So then the teacher was like, okay, everyone, like, simmer down or whatever. like shows me to my seat or whatever. For the rest of the year, I did not talk to that kid. Like, I literally hated him like so much. I don't even know his whereabouts now. I don't know if he even still lives in the city or what, but like, I hated talking, like, I hated that kid so much. He was just, he sucked. He thought he was funny. Like, this man, he was just not it, bro. And like, the shit pissed me off. Like, we didn't get along at all for the rest of the year. Fun fact, I feel like I didn't even learn shit in like 5th grade. I feel like I didn't even learn, and I wasn't like going to school until like the 6th grade, honestly. Because man, 5th grade, I felt like I didn't learn jack shit. Like, it was, that school was just not it. But you know what I'm saying? That's my little story, you know what I'm saying? It actually turned out to be not like that bad of a school. I was actually the vice president of the 5th grade class, you know what I'm saying? Ask about me, you know what I'm saying? Ask about your boy BarsWithKevy, you feel me? But make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe, hit that post notification bell so you're notified every single time your boy uploads a video. It's your boy BarsWithKevy, and I'm out.